Hello, my friend, and welcome to your Simple Principles video this week. In my continuing quest to bring you value, trust, and a bit of fun, have you ever come up with an idea where it's so radical, so new, there's nothing else like it in the marketplace, and you've launched it, and it falls flat on its face? There is a reason for that. It's not the marketing. It's not the product. It's not the country or area that you promoted it in or you were selling in. It's the fact that it is too new. And us human beings, when we see something new, we want to recognize it. And so internally, we look to think, what is this like? What can I link it to that I know? What can I link it to that I trust? Or what can I link it to that I know will help me? Case in point, back in 2003, Outkast released their song Hey Ya. And the music industry at the time had algorithms that would predict whether a song was going to be a hit. And it had been quite successful over a number of years. Every time the algorithm said, yeah, this one's a hit, sure enough, it became a hit. But this time, the algorithm said, yeah, it's a surefire hit, or rocket to number one in the US. And so they released it. And the radio stations then, as part of their follow-up and evaluation, they discovered that a lot of people, a lot of listeners would either switch off the radio or tune to another channel, or just have static rather than listening to that song, because it was so new and so different at that time. People just didn't know what to do with it. It was too radical. So this is what the DJs did. They would sandwich the Outkast song between two songs that were recognizable, that fit the pattern of what people liked in songs. Didn't matter what they were. Didn't matter who was listening. As long as it's two songs either side. So, for example, they might sandwich Hey Ya between Celine Dion and Madness, for example. Now, the people did not have to like Celine Dion or Madness, but they recognized that that's what they looked for in music. That's what they recognized as that's a good song, even though they might not like the artist. And so by sandwiching Hey Ya between two completely different songs, it then built the framework, built the picture in people's minds, going, all right, yeah, so this now has become what I'd expect to be music. This is now music I understand and that I know to expect. Even though on its own, it was too radical. And what's interesting is they would then play the song again a couple of minutes later, or an hour later, or the next day, or this afternoon, or in the morning, or late at night, and sandwich it between other songs. So it was a continuous loop. They were building up people's vision of Hey Ya being, right, this is a classic, because it was sandwiched and it was framed between two songs that people recognized as, this is a classic, that's a classic. Therefore, the song in the middle must also be a classic, even though it was released that year. And as a result, as we know, Hey Ya did rocket to number one in the US and the UK, and it probably did well in Europe as well and across the world. So there's an example of where something so radical, it was too much for people to listen to. And so what the DJs did, the music industry, they sandwiched it between two songs that everyone recognized as being good music. And that's the same for yourself. If you come up with a new idea, a new concept, be ready to sandwich it between two ideas and two concepts that people already recognize in your industry, in your business area. Okay? Or even at work, if you're working as part of a team and you want to introduce a new idea to the team, sandwich it between two things they recognize. And over time, they will go, right, okay, that it's almost like they've always done that. Does that make sense? Cool. That's everything from me this week. Have a great week and catch up next time. Bye bye.